I wanted to ask Trevor all about the English football pyramid and how you progress, considering we are working from step 7 here with Ringmer and Westfield, all the way down to up to step 6. Trevor.
Well, the pyramid effectively starts in the Premier League as what you would call step 1, and obviously the Championship, League 1 and League 2 would then form steps 2, 3 and 4. But as we're looking at the non-league game, we like to start ourselves at step 1 in the National League, which then filters down into the National League North and South at step 2, then filters down into 3 leagues, into step 3, step 4, then branches off yet again, step 5, which is all your sort of county league levels, which are more regionalised rather than county-wide, down to step 6, and then step 7 where we are with Ringmer and Westfield, and where we are filming at Rustington as well. And that is a perfect pyramid, or supposedly.
Now, Trevor, can you jump up more than one step in a pyramid?
No, not without gaining promotion. So you can gain promotion from step 7 to step 6, which will then come with its own ground grading rules. Then from step 6 to 5, increased ground grading rules, which generally aren't a lot different from those in step 6. But once you move up into the semi-professional kind of status, really at step 4 and 3, that's when it really starts to bite financially. When you're moving into step 2 in the National League, your travel becomes even more, and when you get into the National League itself, you're one promotion away from the Football League, and with it, another set of ground grading rules.
Exactly. Now, this is what we've encountered at the moment. Now, we knew that Ringmer couldn't go up last year because their ground failed on a small bit. I believe it was something like 20 centimetres each side.
Yeah.
Is this common for teams not to go up? I mean, we're here at Rustington FC, and I think one thing you can notice as we look around, we have a wonderful sports bar there. But what do you not notice?
Floodlights.
There's no floodlights.
Fans.
Now,
No roped off pitch.
no ropes or pitch.
Well,
No,
so roped off, fenced off actually.
yeah. But with no floodlights, what is the highest level you could climb to as a club?
Step 7.
So step 7, so they could go no higher than they are now.
Correct.
Okay, and how do teams get round this? Because there are teams without floodlights that push on.
Most teams will then look at a ground share. The only problem with that is, of course, you have no income from the bar. You have no income from anything commercially because you've got no sponsorship boards. They belong to the home club that you're sharing with. So you're relying on your gate receipts or a benefactor to be able to provide you with enough funds to get through a season. But that's generally what a lot of clubs will do. They will go and ground share once, and then that will allow them to progress into the next division. The problem is there's no longevity around it because at some point the money's going to run out. So where do you go?
So what happens to teams when that happens?
Generally, I could take you back to 1992, I think it was, when Maidstone United made it into the Football League, and that was via a ground share at Dartford, where they sold their own ground in Maidstone. It lasted 3 seasons before the money had run out up there, having had to make Dartford's ground into a Football League ground. They were denied planning permission for a ground back in Maidstone, and club was extinguished just like that. So that's the worst case scenario that can happen. The best case is you've got a 5-year plan, maybe, for example, to be wherever you are, and then you've got a progression plan to go back into your hometown because there is space to build, a venue for yourself, whether it's part of a sports hub within the village or the town. That's your best case scenario. But you see a lot of clubs, especially in Sussex now, which never used to be the case. Kent, it was very commonplace, are ground sharing, and you do wonder with a lot of them that what is the long-term plan, because support starts to dwindle as well, especially if you aren't doing well, and that means less money coming through the gate. And as we've already mentioned, with the gate receipts being your main income, you start losing a lot of that, then it's a slippery slope down to the bottom.
One final thing about the step system. Do you have to go directly up, or can you be shuffled over to different leagues?
You can be what they call laterally moved. We've seen it actually over this summer with a couple of our clubs in Sussex, like Bognor and Littlehampton, that are going to be moving into the South Central Division rather than the South East. Cuts down on the travelling for them. Also, you find that, again, in Sussex, you know, we've got a lot of Surrey teams in our midst as well, whereas before they would have been streamlined through the combined counties. Same with Kent as well. They've got a lot of London clubs in there that would have gone through probably the Essex League or, again, the top end of the combined counties because they're that base to it. So each league's given, whatever it is, 20 clubs, 18, 19 by the FA. This is your set of clubs that you've got for this year. It's on a 1-year licence. You could end up getting shunted around because while it's trying to be a perfect pyramid, there's always an anomaly somewhere further up that affects everybody right the way down to the bottom.
That's perfect. Thank you, Trevor. Just one final thing then. If you could personally change anything regarding the pyramid system and you had a magic wand with the FA, what would you do?
Make the ground grading rules a minimum of 2 years you have when you go up to actually make it happen, because if you get promoted up one division, you've got until March the 31st the following year, March the 30th, whichever it is, to ensure your ground is compliant to stay at that level. Otherwise, you will be relegated back down to where you came from. So if you've got 2 years...
Even if you started the works?
Providing you started the works and they've got a completion date, you'd be fine. They will take that into account. But if you've got to the 31st of March or 30th of March and you haven't actually even started or got anywhere close to them, then there's a good chance they will relegate you back down again.
That's brilliant, Trev. And Trev, where can people follow you online?
They can follow me on Twitter or X at TrevK37. Obviously on Facebook and Instagram, Trevor Knell, you'll find me there. Not quite as much as anything else. Blogging wise, www.footballwriting.co.uk, and of course at the SNLF and the SNL and www.thesnlf.co.uk.
Trevor Knell, founder of the SNLF, non-league expert, and my partner in crime. Thanks, pal.